Hello guys, I am back to do my book haul for the month of October. It is technically, when I'm filming this, 20th of October, so I'm filming this a little early, but I don't anticipate myself getting any more books this month. I'm trying not to. Actually, although I say that, and then I did a book outlet haul order. But we'll do that in its own separate video because it's the first time I've actually ordered from Book Outlet. So I kind of want to discuss like how that went and everything. So water's good. So yeah. So I figured I would show off the books that I have, and anything that I get after this I'll just kind of throw into November's. I'm really going to try and behave, I say that, but we know this is me, in November, and just focus on reading said books that I own instead of buying more books that I own. But wait, focus on the books that I already own as opposed to buying more books. Words and words. So we're just gonna kind of go through this because there's a lot of random books. Let's just say that. Okay, so first off, let's just do the book of the month. So I am signed up for the book of the month, the young adult book box, because they do have like a normal one, but I did of course sign up for the young adult because that's mostly what I read. And most of the time when I do get these books, I do choose what I'm going to buy based off of buddy reading with Shae from Shaekgeeksout. So there's that. So the one that we ended up picking together was the Beautiful, which is a very pretty cover actually. And this one is, it's New Orleans. And she, you know, is like in part of this vibrant city. She's a dressmaker. And she's forced to flee her life as a dressmaker. So she, I don't know, she just like is in there, becomes one of the girls from the convent. Blah, words. Okay. So she's there, she's loving it, and then one of the girls from the little group ends up dead, and then someone else ends up dead, and then they become gripped with like the terror of like a serial killer on the loose, which I was all over the serial killer part of it because I'm weird. And the murderer is starting to apparently now stalk her. There's also supposed to be vampires in this. I think it's like near the end or something, so it's not like a heavy vampire story, but I think there's like more to this. I think this is like, I don't know, duology, trilogy, whatever, a G. So I think there's more to it than just this book. So I think like the vampires will end up playing, there we go, a role in it later more. But it sounds interesting. And serial killer. Why is that so fascinating to me? I don't know. And the next one I got, so I ended up picking up a second book because basically the second, you pick your first book and then you can get an additional add-on book for 10 bucks. For a hardback, 10 bucks is a pretty darn good deal. So I ended up picking up The Descendant of the Crane. This is one that was also on Shae's list, so Shae already has this one. So tyrants cut out hearts, rulers sacrifice their own. Princess Hesna of Yon has always been eager to shirk the responsibilities of the crown, dreaming of an unremarkable life. But when her beloved father is found dead, she's thrust into power, suddenly the queen of a surprisingly unstable kingdom. What's more, she believes that her father was murdered and the killer is someone close to her. So, you know, taking over the throne, all that fun stuff. So there is that one. They also gave me, you know, the book of the month bookmark. Kind of wish they might have, you know, changed these up a little bit. These are just kind of like me, but there's that. The next one that I ended up getting, and I really wanted to get this one because it sounds really interesting, is The Bone Houses. This is like zombie-esque, which I'm not even zombies. I do not like zombies. Zombies scare the crap out of me. But for some reason this one doesn't sound as bad, I guess because they call them like something that aren't zombies. So 17-year-old Rin cares about two things, her family and her family's graveyard, and right now both are in dire straits. Since the death of her parents, Rin and her siblings have been scrapping together a meager existence as grave diggers in the remote village of Kolbrin. which sits at the forest of a harsh and deadly mountain range that was once home to the Fae. The problem with being a gravedigger in Colbin, though, is that the dead don't always stay dead. The rising corpses are known as bone houses, and the legend says that they're the results of an old curse. When Ellis, an apprentice mapmaker with a mysterious past, arrives in town, the bone house attacks with a new ferocity. What is it that draws them near, and more importantly, how can they be stopped for good? So it's them trying to stop the zombies. But it sounded really interesting, and everyone that I've seen that has read it has really enjoyed it, so I wanted to get that one. And Buffy has knocked over the book stack. Buffy, why you do that? The next thing that I got is I ended up getting this at the Ren Festival. So it's Haunted Houses, edited by Andrew Smith. It's like a British book, and it's just... Enter the Victorian haunted house, a world of glowing shadows, heart-stopping visions, and phantom footfall by night. But while spirits disturb the realm of the living, the stark realities of surviving in Victorian England remain equally pressing. From once beloved yet unfairly neglected Victorian writer Charlotte Riddle comes two chilling yet charming novels. So, you know. Haunted houses. Do I need say more with me? Speaking of haunted things, 2 books from the same author. So this is, I cannot pronounce this person's name. There you go. I know a lot of people like this person, so this is The Girl from the Well and The Suffering. This is, I think they're, I think this is the first one. The Girl from the Well is the first one, so it's basically the dead do not stay dead. Can't pronounce your name, knows anger and pain. That's what she last felt before her life was brutally taken from her more than 300 years ago. Now a restless spirit, she wanders, seeking out those who viciously take the lives of children. She always gets her vengeance, but she has no remorse for the wicked until she meets 17-year-old Turk. So, and this is the follow-on to that book. So they just sounded, you know, like Lindsay. That's all I gotta say. The next one that I got, I think I got this from Books A Million, I think? Glitch? A tart, irresistible novel, Glitch delivers a pitch-perfect blend of action, romance, and twists that take your breath away. So this is sci-fi, is it? Zoe lives in a world free of pain and war. Like all members of the community, she has a small implanted chip protecting her from the destructive emotions that destroyed the old world, until her hardware starts to glitch. Zoe begins to develop her own thoughts and feelings, but nothing could be more dangerous in a place where malfunctions can get you killed. And Zoe has another secret she must conceal at all cost. Her glitches have given her uncontrollable telekinesis powers. Yeah, sci-fi. That sounds awesome. I'm like such, like, when I was growing up, I was a massively big, like, X-Men nerd. Like, I loved, like, Fantastic Four and X-Men and Marvel up the wazoo. So anything, like, mutant powers is, like, my jam. And I feel like I haven't read, like, a lot of books that kind of encompass that lately. So I was like, ooh, I should, like, go try and, like, find some more of those to read. So that one sounded, like, awesome. So I ended up snagging that. This one a friend gave me, so I did not pick this one up, but this one is Stressed, Unstressed, Classic Poems to Ease the Mind. I read a poem book recently, so that's cool. I'm actually kind of happy that I now have more random poems to read. I actually really had fun when I read the poem book that I did read, which I'll have to talk about during my Spookathon wrap-up. Yes, I read it for Spookathon, which made no sense, but it's fine. But yeah. So, I am all up for that. The next ones that I got are, I don't even remember where I got half these books. Poltergeists and Other Hauntings. Need I say more? Hey, it's about poltergeists. I don't really need to say more with poltergeists, do I? This one I had on my Amazon wish list for a while, and then I just finally bit the bullet and bought it. So it is The Leaf Readers, which sounds really interesting. So she's a fortune teller. So one of the popular kids from the basketball team goes to ask her for help, and like his friend had vanished a year ago, and he's claiming that someone who's claiming to be this friend is sending him emails, and the tea leaves are revealing like a truth that's way more dangerous than they know what to do with. So yes, there's that. It sounds interesting. And then last but not least, if I can get it around Buffy, is Well Met. Shae read this and said it was super cute, super adorable, and I really do want to read it. I am like really bad about contemporary, but this one sounds super cute. And it's Ren Fairs, and I love Ren Fairs. So it's basically Emily moves to a new town, and then she is roped into helping her sister volunteer for the local Ren Fair. And then she ends up meeting this guy, and things happen in Ren Fairs. I love Ren Fairs. So it looks super cute, and I want to read it. I need to read it. And that's my stack. It's too high. You can't see the top of it. Oh well. So yeah, that's everything that I got for October. I'm sure more will come in. I'm sure I'm just gonna put it in for November. It is fine. But it's not too much. I mean, at least I didn't have to do like, I don't know, like 3 videos like I did the last time. Let's see. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and like scale back on the books, because the bookshelf is out of space already. The brand new bookshelf is already out of space. What can I say? And there's not really space there for a second one. So I kind of have to work with what I have. Yeah. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my book haul for October. I will see you guys later for the next video. Everyone have a very good rest of the day. Bye!